This time on Kawaii-Fi Radio, the boys lament the lack of Starbucks in Perth.
Go grab your pumpkin spice lattes, rug up, and enjoy it.
I want a pumpkin spice latte right now.
They are so
They're
good.
so good.
Are they?
Kyle gets a new nickname, but it's also very brown.
Well, yeah, it's set in Victorian England.
Mr. Buster Brown.
And we somehow combine Steamboy with Yu-Gi-Oh!
I like the one-wheel bike.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I know.
I love mono wheels.
Mono wheels are so cool.
Wait, is this the one where they play card games on motorcycles?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I'm lying, it is.
It's over 9,000!
Configure the language logic interface for Japanese.
Kawaii-Fi.
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 Oh, it'd be really good if I turned my mic on, wouldn't it? Konnichiwa and welcome. Today's going to be a great episode. You tuned into Kawaii-Fi Radio, the podcast we dive in the world of anime and manga. I'm Kyle, and joining me are my wonderful co-hosts, Aaron, Kenny, and Tifa.
Yo!
Woo!
Also known as the... No, I'm kidding.
That's ATK.
Not the skull.
ATK. AKT. After the... No, I don't know.
Video
Anyway.
cards, attack points.
Oh, I placed my omelette face down. This episode, we are going back. We're going back a decade. We're going back 2 decades almost to 2004. To a film.
That was only 10 years ago. Convince me otherwise.
I thought it was 3 years ago.
I'm going to have to... You guys are going to be very disappointed when you learn how long it's been. We're talking Steamboy. Now, if you do not recognize that name...
Lucky you.
Lucky. No, not lucky, but it's a film that was created by the same person who created Akira, the next major project. Now, it's certainly got it from a different time, and it certainly has a different vibe to it, to what we're used to in our animated films, but we'll get stuck into that in a moment. If you are new to the podcast, welcome. Oh dear Lord, welcome. We're also creating monthly anime videos and live streams over on our YouTube channel as well, so go check the links for that.
When they're not getting copyright struck.
Yeah,
Dun,
that's
You're going to see all the fun linguistic stuff that happens.
Oh my god, like the entire chat was Spanish and German for about the first half hour. It's just like, and it's not because we had Spanish and German viewers.
That would have been nice.
Oh,
We had Spanish subtitles at one point, and so we're just like, okay, we know what to
we
do.
are Spanish now.
We are now a Spanish YouTube channel. But yes, without further ado, we need to get started, so let's get stuck into what we've been watching.
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
I have no idea how old I am or where I came from.
Nani? Ohio.
Hey guys, I gotta go!
I have to know. Hooray, I did the thing.
Oni-chan, nani wo miru? What we're watching. Aaron!
I have no idea how old I am or where I came from. That is exactly how I felt this morning when I woke up.
Yes, we had the convention this weekend, Supernova.
Yes.
Pop culture convention, and it was bad.
Check the pre-show
Straight
for
to
more
the point.
details.
More on that story later.
Yeah, look, there was nothing to do, so everyone left early or was playing Fortnite. Yeah, on their phone, like that.
Yeah.
You know, that's a warning sign.
We waited 3 years to play Fortnite.
Yeah,
Ooh.
could have been doing it all this time.
I mean, Hinata is in it now.
That is
What, they got
true.
Naruto characters in it?
Yeah, they
More
got
Naruto characters.
Sakura, Sasuke, Itachi, Orochimaru, Kakashi, Hinata, and Gaara.
Actually,
Yeah.
no. I'm gonna change what I'm talking about. I'm gonna start off actually. I've been back in Shippuden. I've been watching.
really?
I've been watching Naruto.
You still haven't finished.
I still haven't finished.
You sent that video to us.
Yes.
Yes.
So I've been burning through. I think it's season 15.
There are seasons.
Yeah.
It's just all one thing, honestly.
one
It is
thing.
just
It's
one
just
thing.
Shippuden.
The slog.
Second half of the war, Itachi's back, Sasuke's back, and they're teamed up against Kabuto, and
Yeah,
it's
so good.
it's so good. It has
Dragon
no
Sage
right.
Kabuto.
Yeah,
Yeah.
also very cool.
So
Like,
cool.
it's like, all I want is to become a giant snake man. A giant snake man.
Wait, have you seen how they've
I haven't seen the...
explained how Kabuto got that?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so gross.
It's not nice.
So
at
gross.
all. It's not nice at all. But yeah, if you haven't watched Naruto, recommend, but find the online guides which explain where the spoilers, the filler is that you don't need, because there are guides which go through the filler and it says, actually, this is a good episode even though it's filler, but these ones that just drop.
You mean like regular Naruto episode 101?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That one's peak filler.
Yeah. Well, they introduced like a whole backstory in this where there was like a young boy who's been reincarnated who we've never met before, but they decided to throw in a backstory for him. And then it's like 5 episodes, this mini arc, and it doesn't matter at all.
Have you been watching the movies as you watch the series?
Ooh.
I hadn't been, and I am now doing so.
Good.
As I go along. Like, I know the early films weren't necessarily great, especially the original Naruto ones. They
No,
didn't
the
really add
original
anything to it.
Naruto ones
They
were
don't
terrible.
really add anything. The original ones don't really add anything to the actual series, but it's kind of fun if you just
Oh yeah.
chill.
What was the
Road to Ninja?
Road to Ninja.
My
Yeah.
favorite.
Oh my god.
Oh,
So
man.
good.
What was that one? I missed that
Opposite
one.
universe.
Yeah. Basically, Madara shows up, wants to practice and see how his,
Infinite Tsukiyomi's going to go.
Okay.
does it on Naruto and Sakura, and they get sent to a mirror universe where everyone's personalities are inverted. Sakura's parents died defending the village instead of Naruto's. Naruto's parents are still alive. Like, all that sort of stuff.
That's
Very
the
cool.
only part of the movie I care about. Naruto's parents are still alive.
Yeah.
And the things Sakura says to him, I got so mad.
Girl's dirty.
She's like, oh, you wouldn't understand, Naruto. Sasuke would.
Yeah, but Sasuke's still in the village and a playboy. It's like, yeah. Like, you just don't get it.
And then badass Hinata.
Oh, yeah, like Hinata with an attitude. Like, basically take Ino's attitude and put it in Hinata.
No. Ino turned up to an 11 out of 5.
It's amazing. Like,
I'm intrigued.
if you haven't watched Road to Ninja, it's probably the first time I watched a Naruto movie and went, actually, this should be canon.
It hands down should be. Like, I
amazing.
can't get enough of it.
So yeah, anyway, there's that. Let's go further down the deep dive. .hack sign, Aaron.
Dot hack sign. Wow. Okay. So you guys know how like there's Sword Art Online and Log Horizon and all those VR MMOs.
And they're all
Kuma
just
Kuma
a
Kuma
cheap
Bear.
imitation.
None of them stand against the ancient brilliance of the first. Because I'm 90% certain it's the first. I tried to look it up.
it's
but
it pretty much is from what
yeah.
I found
It was
online.
the
Yeah.
first mainstream VR story out of Japan.
Dot hack sign. Like,
So good.
I remember watching it in high school. I don't think I finished it in high
I never
school.
finished it in high school. I watched about 6 episodes and I still need to go back and rewatch
I
it.
think I only got 6 episodes in high school. But it's all conveniently available on YouTube.
Oh.
Not on any streaming services.
Yeah.
So, it's there if you want it. Just like,
Watch it for free.
but so basically, this is the very first like VR MMO story, and you know how in like Sword Art Online, the problem is all the players are just really bad people, and like they're
Yeah.
trying to off each other.
Yeah.
So in Dot Hack Sign, you know you've got a few player killers, but the effects aren't as bad. However, the game is trying to kill you
Yeah.
because there's like all these glitches and bugs, and if you get hit by one, you get sent into a coma indefinitely.
I can't remember. Could you log out of .hack sign?
Tsukasa couldn't.
That's right. Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
Yeah, no, it did all the things to get his menu. Didn't work.
Yeah. And they were like, "Oh, just unplug your terminal." And Tsukasa's like, "I can't. It's not there." And then like it flashes to a screen where Tsukasa's on the floor unconscious.
Oh.
So Tsukasa's mind and body got separated. The mind's trapped in the game, and the body got trapped in a coma in the hospital.
Trippy.
Yeah.
So it's basically what they did for the back half of season 2 of Sword Art Online with the girl who was in the hospital in the coma, and that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
We already know Sword Art Online can't come up with original ideas.
Of course not.
Yeah.
But what it can do.
Well, there was some vitriol. Not undeserved.
Look. I do like Sword Art story. I just wish it was implemented a bit better.
And I wish
But
the
I will
characters were written
give
better.
Sword Art Online massive props for one single thing. They brought Lisa mainstream.
True.
That's
Fair
true.
enough.
I thought
That's
you were going to
true.
say Alicization, and I was like, if you like...
Alicization was good, but it wouldn't make me forgive the
Yeah.
bad behavior of some of the writing.
Well, I was going to say, if you like... Is her name Alice?
Yeah.
if you like her, just watch Fate. You've got Gilgamesh.
I know, right?
Same character.
Well, dead serious. Like she straight up looks like one of the Sabers, as well.
Hair-wise, yes.
That's yeah.
Armor Gilgamesh.
Armor's Gilgamesh.
Same as Little Nas X. Little Nas X wore Gilgamesh's armor.
Yeah, that was so sick.
That's cool. All right, but yeah, dot hack sign, does it still hold up?
It's got very strange pacing. It can feel very slow at times. And the last episode just like smashes it all out in one go. It's got 28 episodes, but the 26th episode is the final. And 27 and 28 are bonuses. 27 follows the story of Gardenia. And 28 sort of like this is the crew from Dot Hack Sign meeting the crew from Dot Hack Imok, which is the original PS2 games. And they're hanging out and having a good time. And then there's the extra one, Dot Hack Gift, which is the parody.
Is it a real gift?
It's a real gift. It is so funny.
I'm intrigued.
I watched it so many times in high school because it's just so funny.
So this was 2002.
Yeah.
You know how you just mentioned the weird pacing and what we're talking about this episode? And they're around the same time?
They are.
It kind of matches up, doesn't it?
Actually, speaking of
Could be a
20,
product of an old generation.
it's the 20th anniversary of Dot Hack.
It's 2002, 2020.
It can almost legally drink in the States.
You know what? Let's do an episode on it.
Oh my
On
god,
Dot
yes.
Let's do a Dot Hack episode. No, on Dot Hack Gifts.
Yes.
Just that one episode. I guess. I mean, I'm going back and playing GU at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
There's the HD remake on PS4.
Yeah.
And, like, I love it, but it doesn't hold up to Imok.
No.
Like the original games, Infection, Mutation, Outbreak, and Quarantine, which sound vaguely familiar right about now.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. No, I think that's a great thing.
We just got flagged by the
It's Dot Hack, not the Backstreet Boys reunion tour.
No, let's. I think let's do it. Let's do it. If it's publicly available on YouTube at the moment, if there are ways to access it that are in other countries, I don't see why not. It's 20 years, and it was April, so it would be in the next season would be when it would come to its end. So that fits.
Because there's also Dot Hack Roots on YouTube as well.
I have watched Roots. Roots was actually really good.
Roots is the setup for GU. It's the story of Haseo.
Okay, that's cool.
That's where an entire ska band gets trapped inside a video game?
Yeah.
Wow.
Why? Why?
He's been hanging out with me.
That checks
is
out.
true.
Okay, well, let's move on from Dot Hack. I think we'll have to do a proper episode on that. Kenny, Ascendance of a Bookworm.
Yes.
You managed to play catch up.
Yes, I've managed to watch all of the new season.
Is it the end?
Oh, God's no. No.
Okay.
She is ascending. She ascends at the end of every season, it seems, and it's called Ascendance of a Bookworm.
Are we talking ascend as in she gets higher in the ranking, or as in she literally has left her mortal coil and become a being of pure energy?
You're such a Stargate nerd.
Being a pure bookworm.
I am every book in existence. No, she is ascending the political ladder. Soon she will have command over life and death.
And the universe.
Okay, so when we talk bookworms, are we talking like little ones or like Dune?
Dude, she's turning into a June worm.
Oh, yeah, boy. Spice must flow.
All right. Story still holding up?
Oh, I reckon so. It's changed pace and like changed kind of stakes from the last few as well. It feels like she's in much more danger.
Oh. Steak is good, but yeah, no, I didn't realize that.
It's been dry aged.
Is the pacing still good?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, easy to binge.
Easy to binge, and the world building is just still perfect. I know practically nothing about the greater world that she's in, and I bloody well want to.
Okay, well that's good to know. I'm pretty sure it's Crunchyroll worldwide at the moment as well.
Very
Naruto,
recommended.
Crunchyroll worldwide. Dog Hack Sign, YouTube. Right, mangas. Tifa.
Mango.
Yes.
I like mangoes.
I'm also reading this, but you're reading it now, and I'd love your opinion. Dress Up Darling.
I love My Dress Up Darling. I love the manga so much. I think, especially once you get past the point the anime is at as well, that's when I think the story really heavily develops as well. And there's some really interesting characters that like show up, and they really get into kind of the culture of cosplay as well. And, you know, about like guys cross-dressing and those that like really do it on a personal level as well. And they really kind of get into a lot of different characters and a lot more about that whole like
the whole
sphere
world
of things and conventions as well and all of that. And it's so much fun, but also so emotional at the same time. And I completely understand why the creator of My Dress Up Darling, when they finally saw that the anime was being made and they saw the first episode, they just started crying because of all the hours and all the things that have gone into creating this manga and trying to actually be, you know, being part of the cosplay community and some of the stories that they tell within the manga, which I know sounds really crazy because most people know My Dress Up Darling for all of its ecchi elements and almost hentai-esque.
That's what attracted a lot of attention.
I mean, look,
But I think the story goes a lot further than that.
I wouldn't necessarily say that it was like... I mean, look, if you compare Dress Up Darling to, let's say, High School DxD, right? High School DxD is firmly in that ecchi set, and
for sure.
The point of the show is to put the characters in those situations, where with Dress Up Darling, it feels like it's more a...
Natural thing.
Somewhat,
it's more, it feels more natural, and it's more... considering the circumstances, like, hey, I'm going to dress up in this outfit. It is from a, shall we say, suggestive game. That does happen. And we've got friends who have done, like, you know, cosplays of non-PGM content, if we put it politely. Yes, I'm talking about someone cosplaying Guts from Berserk, because it's R-rated. No.
I did anything, and I was like...
No, we've got friends who've done adult, mature content cosplays. And it's... because it's more than just, you know, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, as they say. There's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, I think, what makes it really endearing, because
for sure.
Sure, there's that ecchi content in there. Sure, there are other issues there, but the story itself, I just couldn't stop reading it when I started reading it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to
definitely.
Put it down.
It's really lovely.
Also,
it
the
does
point
a good job.
are you up to date?
Almost.
The last week's chapter?
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Just it's we are not at like a confession scene or anything like that. But we're getting to a point where the characters are just like they're starting to feel it, and you're like, when's it gonna happen?
I also really love the way the romance kind of aspect is between those two characters as well, in comparison to some others. Like, it's just so good.
It's natural, and it's not. It doesn't feel forced.
Yeah, for sure.
Really
hey, Aaron, you know all those memes about like manga readers talking over the anime watchers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in one right now.
They're not talking over us. We're just sitting by and quietly
No, they're not talking over us, but they're like talking in code about stuff that's happening that we can't know.
I mean, I haven't watched the show in general, so I got no idea.
Oh, not at all.
None.
It's kind of nice.
My mum's seen it and you haven't seen it.
But your mum's a massive weeb.
So. Yeah, I was going to say, your mum's on an entirely different level. If I could even compete with your mother,
my mum was
impressed.
like, she came over and she was like, I watched My Dress Up Darling and it reminded me so much of you. And I was like, okay.
It's just the cosplay. It's just the cosplay. It's not the other bits.
I've got kind of a similar problem. My sister has recently started watching anime, and I'm like, oh, cool. Like, message me when you're about to look for stuff. I'll tell you, like, if something's good and stuff. She's like, no, I'm just going to go straight ahead. My first anime is going to be JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and then Food Wars.
I mean, she did
good
as
mix.
Well.
Look, yes.
She was going to.
And I mean, Food Wars is finished. So,
I love Food Wars.
Like,
so good.
Look, Food Wars is not for the faint of heart. It is very confrontational.
That's the thing. She's pretty faint of
But
heart.
it's
She's a total noob to this stuff.
Look.
It's still got a good story though. Like
It just has
story.
Ending not so. Oh, that's what. Yeah, I'm changing my. So
We're going rogue.
I was going to talk about Tonikaku Kawaii because I've been reading a lot of it, but I finished Dr. Stone.
Oh.
I'm not happy.
Oh no.
It's not a bad ending. It just doesn't feel good enough for how good the story has been.
It turns out it was a dream all along.
No.
Don't start with that, man.
Without spoiling how it ends, in the post story, we get lots of nice little bits of things coming to fruition. But there's discussion because obviously, you know, they're like, oh, we've got to this point of technological advancement. We now want to undo what has happened.
Oh.
So you've spent almost 200 chapters developing these characters, and now they're talking about time travel. Now that's where it ends. There's nothing more. But that kind of, when you've spent this entire time with them looking forward, for them to be looking backwards seems counterintuitive to the story. And especially with everything they've achieved.
That's weird.
Yeah, you see what I mean?
Okay, so wait, are they going to make like a flux capacitor with Stone Age equipment?
Look, they've especially after season 3. So season 4 is I'll just dub it Corn City.
Corn.
Like the Corn Hub?
No.
Oh.
This is like the next season is all seafaring. Eventually, as they've pointed out, they need to go to the location where they believe the ray hit.
Yeah.
And that's in America. So that's part of the story which has been talked about. So they eventually will go to the States, and corn is obviously fantastic for making oils, which means that they can do a lot of other things and start production. So they end up setting up, a base over there, essentially. But from that point onwards, the level of technology accelerates immensely, and it's in a natural way as well. It doesn't feel like this. They've just went, no, it's all right. But then they will use time jumps to show, like, we can't, build this in like a week. It's going to take us months to build this. They will time skip over it or show people doing other things in that time. And they handle it really well. The pacing feels good, but the end pacing is a little bit up and down. But yeah, like any other manga readers, like leave some comments below on it. Let me know what you felt at the ending. But I do think it deserved a bit better. It did feel like they were rushing to make sure it finished on that specific chapter, because that chapter came out, the date of the final chapter's release was exactly 5 years from when it started, like to the day. So I think they wanted it to be exactly on the dot.
I mean, okay, fair enough.
And that's why I think we're going to see more little zero chapters, like the one that's going to be accompanying the special, which will be like side stories. But yeah, like not bad, but it deserved more.
Does it feel like everything's kind of been wrapped up, though?
Oh, yeah. God, yeah.
Then I guess you can't ask for too much more.
I mean, look, I could. I could ask for them to honour the spirit of the series.
I mean, if they're wrapping up, then they need to drop a fat beat.
Kawaii-Fi Radio. We'll be there on time. There's 20 minutes of ads.
Cinema Club.
Good segue.
I was like, I wasn't even going to segue that. I was just like, no, we're done. That's the perfect note to end.
I thought it was a mispress, like you were going to do something to like go, no, Aaron, shut up.
No. All right, let's get stuck in. It is time to talk about the Boy of Steam, or as we like to call him,
Iron Man prequel.
Steam. All right, so
Victorian Man.
Steamboy came out in 2004, was by Sunrise, and it is an original anime production. Now, the biggest criticism we probably have for it is the pacing, but we'll get to that in a moment, because for its time, it would have been fine, but I think in modern viewing patterns, not so much. Steamboy is an action-adventure drama sci-fi. It focuses on Ray, a young wonder kid inventor living in Victorian England. His life is turned upside down when he receives a special package hailing from the States sent by his grandfather, Lloyd Steam, voiced by Sir Patrick Stewart. The package contains a device called a steam ball, a device so powerful it can drive any machine that requires steam with a nearly limitless amount of energy. So Ray is instructed to not let the steam ball fall into the wrong hands, which includes the mighty O'Hara Foundation, who desperately want to bring it back into their control so they can achieve their less than noble goals. So he will need to use every bit of his brilliance in order to dodge the goons and that are sent to snatch the device. It's a battle between good and evil, a battle of redemption, and a battle for the future. Steamboy won the 2004 Best Animated Feature Film at the Catalonian International Film Festival. That sounds pretty good. Mm-hmm. There wasn't a lot in 2004s in the anime film scene, unfortunately. So it's kind of... That's not saying it didn't deservedly win. It is
the animation's beautiful.
But it's also very brown.
Well, yeah, it's
I
set
guess
in
it's
Victorian
the kind of
England.
aesthetic, though.
I know.
Mr. Buster Brown.
It's set in Victorian England,
Yeah.
though. Everything was brown.
I always forget that you named me that in the chat. So it is Ōtomo Katsuhiro, who was the director and I'm trying to remember if he was the creator of Akira in both the manga and the animated film variant, if you will. So this is his second major film. Now, considering that is like 16 years after Akira, that's a bit surprising.
And this film did not come out easy either. This thing started production in like 1995, went on pause in 1998, and had to be picked up. It took years for it to actually get off the ground. And I believe in the end it cost everyone... wait, I have the figure right here.
I think it was like 29 million USD or something.
2.1 billion yen.
Yeah.
2.1 billion.
So 20 million
it
US
was-
dollars to create this.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it was the most expensive at the time. It was crazy.
I
Most
mean, they
expensive
were still
animation
using
film.
traditional methods. I think they only had like a few scenes where they really relied on the whole 3D animation.
Yeah, CGI. It was kind of one of the first
The
productions
CGI
with
wasn't
that.
bad or noticeable.
It wasn't that
in this
bad,
movie.
no.
Exactly. It blended, which is how you want it to be.
Yeah.
So let's be honest. The aesthetic is pretty good on the technology front.
Yeah.
They did a really
Yeah,
good job of
I agree.
embracing
I mean,
the steampunk ideology.
Yeah, this came out in 2004 when steampunk was just kind of new and fresh,
Yeah.
if you can believe that's actually a point in time.
And it just looks really interesting, like the way that it's animated as well. And for an anime, they've tried to kind of westernize it a lot in the way that it's been animated. So I think that's quite interesting, especially in 2004.
Yeah, it's for its time very unique.
Yeah.
Very unique.
So
I like the one-wheel bike.
Yeah, no, right?
I know.
I love mono wheels.
Mono wheels are so cool.
Because I could hear that in your voice, the way you were describing stuff. I was like, it's the one-wheel bike.
Who doesn't want a mono wheel? Like,
I mean, they look ridiculously unsafe. But
There's one Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
is there?
Oh my
Jack
God.
Atlas.
Oh, what a
Wait,
name.
is this the one where they play card games on motorcycles?
No.
Oh, that's weird.
I'm lying, it is.
Oh, God.
Card games on motorcycles.
This is got a pretty good dub, all things considered.
Yeah.
Like,
Very all-star cast.
it is. So Anna
Yeah.
Paquin is voicing James Ray Steam. What has Anna done before?
She's Rogue in X-Men.
That's
Like the live
right.
action?
Yeah,
or
like
the...
the live action.
Ah, she's cool. I like her.
Yeah.
I believe Alfred Molina is in it as well.
John Mulaney?
No, that'd be amazing. There is a steam ball loose in the hospital.
Who did this? No, we've
I
got
met with my grandfather. He was wearing
Carrie
reading glasses.
Walgren is the voice of Scarlett O'Hara.
That high-pitched nasally whine, yeah.
Well, she originally does FLCL's Haruko.
Oh,
Fully coolly, that takes me back.
Yeah. Lloyd Steam, Patrick Stewart, Edward Steam, Alfred Molina.
that's the one.
Wow.
He's been the
Classic.
villain in everything.
Wait, who's Patrick Stewart?
We're just gonna ignore you.
We're just.
Okay.
Well, we're not going to ignore you, but we are
We're
going
gonna
to
give
silently
you evil
judge you.
judgment. Like, there's
He's that guy from the crafting show. He's always got that machine and he's like, make it so.
I hate you so much. Tifa looks like she's about to get a bat and hit you.
I have the forbidden knowledge required to end the very concept of your threat.
All right. So look, let's go. Let's talk about the dubbing. Very British, which really fits the setting.
Yes.
They did a really good job of it. I wasn't too sure on Anna Paquin voicing Ray. He is 13. That seemed a bit of an odd choice at the time, but having watched the whole film, it works really well. My God, I hate Scarlett. Even at the end.
I think she's
Even at the
supposed
end.
to be kind of hateable, though.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like me and Aaron were chatting about this, and it's like, hey, look, maybe you're meant to like her towards the end because the character's gone through all these things and all that, and it's like, but the
No.
character change happened at the wrong point.
yeah.
The character change should have
yeah.
happened when she saw that guy die, and it doesn't. It only happens when she ends up back up inside.
I think seeing the guy die sort of like
Was the trigger.
unlocked it so
Yeah.
that it had the progress to move. Because there's that time lapse between when you're like, oh, I think this is wrong, to when you're like, oh, I know this is wrong. And then there's still time between that and when you change everything. Because change takes time.
It does. But I think just from I think it might also be a product of what we're used to seeing in film with an instantaneous
that's
snap
true.
moment.
Yeah.
We're used to seeing characters immediately go, oh God, no, I must do something. Whereas in reality, change does take time. But when you're limited to 2 hours of film, that change can't take more than a couple of minutes because it's condensed. That's the way we're led to believe it now, which isn't great. Most of the characters get pretty annoying at the end of the film, I found.
Oh, yeah.
Like, even Ray.
Well,
Yeah.
my problem with it is that it was all shades of grey.
Yeah.
There was no definite these guys are doing the right thing or those guys are doing the right thing.
Everyone's
Everybody
evil.
was messing everything up.
Like, even Ray technically wasn't good.
Yeah.
Like, sure, he helped avert the disaster, but he also did things which were selfish and, caused other problems.
Which, I mean, is human.
It is human.
But
it is
you
human
don't-
to err.
When you're hearing a story or watching a story, you don't want that, oh, who am I actually
Rooting for,
Yeah. You want that clearly defined, this is the person.
I don't know though. We're talking about the guy that made Akira, right?
Yeah.
Everyone
Akira
in
was
that
shades
is
of grey.
extreme shades of grey.
I feel like it just wasn't purposeful enough, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
So I feel like that was kind of the issue.
That's
Whereas in
kind of-
Akira, it's
That's
kind
a
of
good way
like
of putting
more
it. Yeah.
obvious, I guess.
Well, here's the thing as well, and again, me and Aaron were chatting about it because we watched it the same night. The ending, like the credits, I want that story. I don't want what we had. I want that story. That was more interesting to me. Him running around with his steam outfit and, basically being...
That came out 4 years later.
Iron
Man.
Yeah. Steam Man.
Steam Fighter of the Iron Man.
Oh, that's a one-sided fight.
I know. But look, it's not a bad film, but it is a product of its time, and that is very well shown through its pacing. Because the pacing is so sluggish that first hour.
I paused it a lot.
Same. Emma decided she was done. She literally got up and went, I'm done.
I kept swapping it from the English and the Japanese during those parts as well, because I was just trying to see, because nothing's really happening. So I just thought I'd flip between the two and
Any
see
difference?
if there's... I did like the Japanese a little better.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like even though the English voice actors were really good and they did a really good job, it synced up quite well. I felt like some of the parts, the Japanese voice actors were more emotive to their storyline.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's fair. I mean, because there's a lot of bit where there's people basically just doing I'm explaining the plot.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. Yes, the plot is excellent. Fantastic.
They'd take 10 minutes to
Exposition.
explain the plot, and then 20 minutes later somebody would explain it differently.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, what?
I mean, is this potentially because everyone went, Akira's too confusing? And he went, maybe if I keep explaining it, they won't be confused.
I'm gonna spell it out for you as many times as I have to.
I mean, it's not, I don't find it condescending or anything, which was the important thing. But the amount of people I've met who didn't understand Akira, even after multiple viewings, it's just I thought it was pretty well told, and maybe that was an issue for Western audiences. Maybe it's a thing because we're so used to consuming Japanese media and the way they do their storytelling. There's plenty of times where we've seen Japanese films which we would go, oh yeah, that's pretty straightforward.
I don't know.
And everyone would turn to us and go, I don't get it.
Not to sound like a completely judgmental, but these are the same people who had to watch Inception 3 times to get it. It's just like,
I knew you were going there, and
Yep.
you're right. I think it depends on your style of film watching. If your first viewing is just the spectacle and you don't pay attention, it's a lot easier to forgive film's shortcomings. Just like I mentioned with Belle, the spectacle
that's
of
true.
Belle is phenomenal, but the story is pants. And if you actually stare too hard at it,
yeah.
and
I like pants.
I mean, we're all wearing some, so.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not to say it's a fundamentally bad film. For a spectacle to see in the cinema, it's beautiful. And that's the same sort of thing with like Inception. Visually phenomenal.
I'm not sure I could have handled Steamboy in the cinema though.
Well, look, there'd be plenty of bathroom break opportunities, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, what's that app of like when's the bathroom?
Yeah.
Just reads, just go, man.
well, no, just before, basically all the way up until the expo. You can go at any point. You won't miss anything because it'll be re-explained again.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is not to say that it's a bad film either. Like, it's just not in line with what we expect for modern cinema.
It's not what we consume anymore.
No, it's not. We're not used to these long moments of emptiness where we've been kind of taught from the way films evolved to not to expect something to be happening at all times. We don't have moments of deep silence. You remember when they had it with the episode 8 of Star Wars? They had to put signs up to tell people, no, there is meant to be no noise in this moment. It's meant to be used as a moment of like, holy cow, that just
silence
happened.
is a lost art.
It is, and silence can be very powerful in cinema. And Steamboy, I wouldn't say has a lot of silence, but it's meanders its way to its end. I think if you took out the gaps in modern cinema telling, you could probably cut 20 minutes out of it easily.
I was just thinking that as well, because it's 2 hours long, which is a fair bit to be sitting and watching this, whereas it could have been just an hour and a half.
126 minutes. And you don't want to leave in the outro because you want to see all those little things that happened at the end, those still frames. Like, those films would have been fantastic. Like, if this had been a series and the first... actually, you know what? I'm going to put it out there. Steamboy should have been a series. Have this as the first arc, the first 3 episodes to introduce you to the story, the technology, and then from there you can use what was in the outro as part of the building the rest of the story. Like, it would have worked really well in a 12 or 14 episode format.
I could see that.
Like, and that's not to say like you shouldn't watch it or anything. I keep saying that, I realize, because
kind of turn it into a blending of Steamboy and Rocketeer as a series.
Yeah,
as an anime series. Hell yes.
You could make it a live action and get Robert Downey Jr.
Die.
But it's not Steam, Aaron.
Okay,
Steam version.
Steam. Release it on PC. Get Valve behind it.
Okay, to be fair, the actual live action movie of Rocketeer is awesome and very underrated. More people need to see it.
It actually really is. It has no right being so good.
Can I just circle back to the Akira thing and people not understanding it? It's very simple. They ride motorbikes, there's psychics, and then he turns into a giant nut.
God.
Plays cards on the motorcycle.
No, there's no cards in this one.
Card games.
The idea of Akira is that they were testing kids to find, see if what the next step of evolution was.
Oh, see if they had any latent psychic abilities. Why does that sound like something we've been watching?
Dun dun dun.
Were there drugs involved?
Oh well, yeah. Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
What have you been watching?
Oh, well, we've seen some Stranger Things lately.
Oh, that's what it is. Right now I get it. Sorry, I after our conversation we had the YouTube meetup, I've kind of just tuned out on Stranger Things. I'm kind of done with it.
That's fair. It's not for everyone.
Well, it's just more I haven't enjoyed the new season. I found it very predictable, very repetitive.
Well, yeah, if you've seen the first season, you've seen all the other seasons.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, there are slight different changes, and the characters do change over that time. But, yeah, I'm sure I'm going to get so much hate this episode for all the things I'm saying.
The running up the hill episode, the Dear Billy.
Yeah, that was really good.
Hands down
Sadie
incredible.
Sink was beautiful. She was just
What
amazing
episode
in that.
number was that?
Like 5?
So it was 4. It might have been 5. Season
Somewhere
4,
around there.
episode 5.
I've only watched the first 3.
Yeah.
I kind of went,
Yeah, we started talking about season 4 the other day, and yeah, it's kind of a lot different, I feel like, to the other ones, whereas the other ones are trying to play on the previous genres of like horror in the 80s.
because this one felt a lot more generic school. Like, and I know that's the first few
some
episodes.
school. Let them be normal kids for half a goddamn minute.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, the whole idea of having like the whole school laugh at her, like, and not laugh at her, but watch her get bullied and not do anything. Like, it just seems so cliche.
Yeah, but that's what it feels like. Like, it may
also,
not actually
the
be
point of
happening.
that as well is like it's not happening at the school she was previously, where the others were. She's supposed to be in a bigger school, and it's not necessarily that. It's not really that the whole school's looking at her, but there are a lot more kids at this school in California in comparison to like Hawkins
country
as well.
school,
So yeah.
I mean, look,
Or maybe just California sucks.
Yeah,
Also
yeah.
that. I mean, America in general.
Yeah.
Sorry,
We won't
guys.
touch on that though.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole. Otherwise, this will be a full political episode about.
Welcome to Politics Fi.
Welcome to Kawaii-Fi Politics.
And we're going to tell you why your system is wrong and why you should rise up.
Communism.
No.
No, that's not what works.
Theocracy involving the old gods. Cthulhu will rise and devour all things.
No, we're not doing that. Now, Steamboy, if you do want to check it out, you can rent it on Apple TV and on YouTube. YouTube, it's about $4. Yeah, we've got it on Blu-ray. Also, it's on Prime apparently as well, just the subtitle version.
Huh.
So go figure.
That's weird.
Or if you just do write in Steamboy Watch, it's literally the third option down is watch it online for free on something called Crackle, and that is the exact length of the film. So I'm gonna wager a bet that's actually it.
I don't know. That
Sometimes
sounds
it's just
shady,
a
man.
picture of the film, and then it's like, click on this other link to go see the film.
Link within the link within the link. Download this exe. No, we've got your bank details.
Yeah.
I hope it's like the other movies. Like the corn-based ones.
No, this is not a hub for corn.
For 2 hours?
For 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
I mean, look, people did start uploading stuff to a certain website when other websites would no longer host it. I think someone streamed the Olympics on a certain hub, just to kind of peeve Channel 7 off in Australia.
Nice.
Don't blame them.
That's hilarious.
Is this the corn episode of Kawaii-Fi?
No.
It's not Valentine's Day again yet.
Yeah.
Look, I'm sorry. We missed White Day. We should do a White Day special.
Wink,
Heck is
wink.
White
Wink,
Day.
wink, nudge, nudge.
It's, okay,
Have you
so
not watched enough
Have you?
romance?
Yeah. Have
Actually,
you
no,
not seen an anime?
Sorry, no.
no, he doesn't
Kenny
understand
doesn't do
romance.
Kenny doesn't do romance animes. So
I tried, but
So in Japan, you have Valentine's
That's
Day
the
on the
thing.
14th of February,
All right.
and on that day, the girls give presents to boys. Exactly 1 month later, on the 14th of March, is White Day, and it's when the boys are to reciprocate the gifts given.
oh, okay, that's adorable.
Yeah.
So you've got a month to find something equal or greater value to return to her to show that you are a good potential partner.
Oh, Komi Can't Communicate. That White Day episode of that was fantastic because they were all like, everyone's like, oh, what am I going to find them? I'm stressing out. And then there's the three dudes who got nothing and they're in bliss. They're like, I am not stressed at all. Wow, what a tangent to go on. Steamboy.
White Day.
White Day. Steamboy is getting a bouquet of coal.
I wanted to see more of him with the girl from the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, so Emma,
yeah.
the girl called Emma at the beginning of the movie, seemed like she was going to be a really interesting character, and
Yeah.
then she was completely cast aside.
Yeah.
No.
Like, I understand she probably doesn't have, like, a good understanding of, like, science and STEAM technology.
But why build that
But
relationship
she
at
was
all?
nice.
Right?
Like,
Like, she didn't
To
need
kind
to
of
be
show
there.
that he's like a regular kind of person who actually has relationships outside of worldly events.
Who people like.
Because, yeah, characters aren't written that way anymore.
This is true. This is true. It's just you plonk them in and you assume that everyone likes them or that they're...
Or you're told that you have to like them, that they are amazing and stuff like that.
I hope those
So
bully
I am
kids got
really
dunked on.
bitter about modern cinema.
You're really bitter about modern media.
You're really bitter.
Really bitter.
Yes.
I tasted myself and it disappointed.
Oh, I'm kind of lonely.
This is not true.
No, it's not true.
Hug joy. So look, your mileage may vary on Steamboy. If you're used to, I'll be honest, if you were born after Steamboy came out, if you're a 2005 baby onwards, you probably will hate this film.
Why are you listening to this podcast?
No, we are all ages. Like, we don't do that
Shouldn't
here.
you be going to Supernova and playing Fortnite?
But if I do think if you were born after the time period, the early 2000s, you will find the storytelling very hard to get into. So just be aware that it will be a slog. If you grew up with Neon Genesis or Cowboy Bebop, you'll be fine.
Cowbot B-boy.
You'll look at it and you go, oh yeah, that's the same as the middling episodes around episode 8 to 15 of each series, where they kind of just meandered their way through the stories sometimes. And that's not bad. It was the style of storytelling back then, but it doesn't really hold up now. And we're so used to things that have to keep our attention for all that time.
See, I'm worried about that with... Are we going to go revisit Trigon?
Yeah.
I'm worried about that with Trigon.
I'm worried about that with Trigun. I'm very worried about the new adaptation, which actually leads us nicely on to what we need to talk about next.
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
Tonight on Anime Communique.
Great story, compelling and rich.
Nothing brings ratings up like a little controversy.
I've already caused controversy, so what do you got, Kenny?
I was just going to say, also a good segue.
Yeah, 2 segues, 1 episode. Let's go.
Let's go. We'll start off with what we were just talking about. So CG Studio Orange is animating a new Trigun Stampede 2023 anime project.
I am very intrigued.
I reckon this will be a series. They haven't officially confirmed it. I reckon we will not hear anything about this until Anime Expo. They do have a panel, Studio Orange at Anime Expo on
They
July
said that
2nd.
they were going to say something. Something was going to happen
Something
to
was
do with
gonna
this.
happen.
3 live-action movies. 3 live-action movies.
I just like that that's like a job you can have in like an industry is
Yeah.
you go to expos and go, something's happening.
Yeah.
Something is happening.
Bye. I'll take my $20,000 check.
Actually,
I don't really... Oh. Something is happening.
something is happening.
Something is rotten in the studio of Orange. So Crunchyroll's going to be simulcasting it. And they've announced that it's going to go into more than 200 countries and territories around the world. It's the first time anything Studio Orange have done has been on a standard streaming platform. So Beastars, Land of the Lustrous, and other projects they've been involved in have never been on Crunchyroll.
So,
So
what, if anything, do we know about it? Is it a series? Is it movie?
we do not know. But we do know that it has an all-star cast involved in production. So, the panel that they're going to do is going to have the manga creator on it, which is Naitao Yasuhiro. The designer, who is Tajimi Koji, the Gantz Zero character artist, which was the CG. And if you've seen Gantz Zero, you know how good that CG was. Producer of Godzilla Singular Point and Beastars. And Toho's producer for Your Name.
Whoa.
So this is big.
Okay.
Now, there's a lot more people involved in it. We don't know what format this will be in. We just know that they do plan to make it as a CG anime. And importantly, a couple of days before this announcement was made, they said, hey, we're going to release a short film. This is a precursor, a calling card, if you will, for our next project. And that was called Home. And I did a video on that, and I think a very short YouTube video on it as well. Not YouTube, TikTok. That thing. The thing which the clock
What
goes.
if this is all leading up to a Trigun game? That'd be
They
awesome.
sent a calling card. The Phantom Thieves. You'll never see it coming.
How many of them can this carrier catch up with? Just one. The one headed for Eastern Eurasia.
What are you doing?
One would do just dandy.
Kyle!
I don't know
the
why
hell
was
was
that. I thought it only had that's just dandy. I was like, oh yeah, but no, it was from Space Dandy.
We need to go through that later.
We really need to. See,
What, we haven't covered it?
Space Dandy?
Yeah.
I thought we did a Space
Yes,
Dandy
we
episode.
did. No,
Okay,
no.
I was gonna say.
No, we need to go through his buttons. I'm not allowed to touch the buttons anymore.
No. Not since the button incident.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Anyway, back on the topic. So here's what we do know so far about the new Trigun Stampede project. Studio Orange is doing it. Toho is executive production team and distributors. It's going to be on Crunchyroll. It's going to be simulcast, which suggests a series as opposed to, like, you don't simulcast a film.
That's true.
You just don't. You just say it's going to release on that day.
Unless this is a world first kind of thing.
And then it's gonna kill Mufasa.
No.
But that was a stampede.
No! Just stop. The original series for this. Now, this is something important. The original TV series that aired in 1998 did an original Fullmetal Alchemist. The manga wasn't finished. Manga didn't finish till 2003.
Okay, that was pretty common around the I mean,
yeah,
Helsing.
And the ending was good.
Huh.
So
Okay.
I don't know what we're going to have from this. 2003,
Brotherhood?
2004. I'm expecting Trigun Brotherhood. That's basically what I'm expecting. And if that project Home is anything to go on, their ability to combine CG with beautiful hand-drawn artwork now has become impeccable.
Give Edward a gun. Spend the next 20 episodes trying to get it off of him.
I mean, look, fair. So look, very excited. As I mentioned before, I'm a massive Trigun fan. It was one of those animes I grew up on, actually. So, yeah, I can't wait to see what they do with it. Now, on the note of sequels, Kaguya-sama, well, not sequels, reboots, whatever. Kaguya-sama Love is War, Season 3 just ended with its double episode. It was wonderful. It perfectly adapted the comic, the manga, and it's getting a new anime. Here's the thing. The final image says the end, like on the screen somewhere. But more's coming. And the story in the manga is not finished either. And while this is a good spot to end the story, why would you when it's this popular?
But see, that's the thing. This announcement that we're about to talk about, it says that it was a project. It didn't say...
All of them run under the title of project. Trigun is listed as a project. The upcoming, is it season
Okay, but that's the thing.
6 of My Hero Academia is listed as MHA Project 6.
The only thing for Trigun's, as far as precedent goes, is the series which was long ago. Kaguya has only just run, so you'd figure they'd say new season. But no, they're announcing it as a project, and that just kind of got
me. Well, they announced it as a project because they've had a 24-hour Kaguya Day celebrating the series. Because it has destroyed not the box office, but the TV ratings in Japan.
I mean, yeah, it's fair enough. It's an awesome show.
But yeah, sorry, Aaron.
Oh, I was just going to say, with .hack, it goes under Project .hack with everything it's done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, project does not mean something small.
Oh, no, you're right, because Sword Art Online Alicization ran under Project Alicization for its entire run.
Oh, okay.
And it's even in the credits.
Yeah. So, like, .hack from Sign up until, like, the recent stuff like Link, all Project .hack.
So I think it normally means that it's a specific group stays connected to it.
Oh, okay.
So like the project is the working group, not necessarily the title of the anime or what they do. So look, it's the finale was fantastic. It's done a perfect job of adapting that story from the manga. If you haven't watched it, get on it. It's currently rated the same as Brotherhood on my anime list.
Ooh. Holy hell!
Yeah, nothing has got to that before. Like they have when they've artificially inflated.
You mean Attack on Titan?
Attack on Titan. Like everyone just went and bulked that, inflated the thing, and then when other people actually voted, it came back to the level it was meant to be. But this is massive. It's like we knew this season was going to be good with Spy X Family and Kaguya, and just between them, it's brought so much attention to the anime community. It's fantastic.
You mispronounced Love After World Domination. What did you call it?
Look, Love After World Domination is very cute. I will give it that. I haven't caught up on it, so I can't compare. And I'm not going to throw hats in a ring without actually being fully up to date.
I'll throw a hat in the ring. Yeah. Look, those are the only two I'm keeping up with this season. Spy X Family and Love After World Domination.
Well, you missed out on Kaguya and you missed out on Komi.
Well, I never watched either of them, so what's up, nerd?
Well, maybe you should start.
Yeah. You've got time.
I've got so much
time.
Duel. I mean, I do need to work on my deck some more.
Yeah.
Well, you should check out my deck.
It's the dub for it is fantastic for Kaguya. Like, we watched it with the dub and it is like, I've never watched a dub which is so perfectly done before. Like, honestly, they've...
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Dragon Ball Z abridged.
Okay, yeah, you got me there. But, like, compared sub to dub, Dragon Ball Z, I will always choose dub.
Well, I mean, but we grew up with it. I mean, that kind of does lend a bit of nostalgia factor to that consideration.
Yes, but then in high school I jumped to sub because... My friends were like, "Oh, sub's the only way to watch." And so, like, I was sitting there, and the entire time I was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, but yeah, look, I highly recommend if you are going to watch Kaguya-sama Love is War and you are new to anime, like, this is a great entry point of anime because the dub's really good, the story is funny and compelling, and it gets you pulled in. And you know, we are so used to the romance series where it's will they, won't they? This has a payoff. This has a payoff.
It's $20.
Anyway, third season was fantastic, and it's the pacing is perfect. That's probably one of the best things about Kaguya, aside from the comedy and all that. Just from a pacing standpoint, it is so easy to binge because each episode is split into 3 parts, 3 different stories that all interconnect, and it's just so fun, and there's so many good lines in it. Like, I have so
Yeah.
many screenshots from when I'm reading the manga. It's just perfect. All right, now, ready for controversy?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Do you remember about 12 months ago, there was a massive uproar all across Twitter when an anime dropped.
I remember that
That have to be a lot more.
That is
It was
every
about
month.
an anime. It was about a girl in an anime coming up
No, that's
who they
probably-
believed her body proportions were not
Misaki-chan.
realistic. Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I was thinking of someone
No,
else.
that's still every anime ever.
Yeah. So there was a lot of complaints by a certain demographic on Twitter about Uzaki-chan wants to hang out and the design of the character. Now, because of that, for their teaser trailer for the new season, they went and took the mickey out of Twitter.
Did they just shrink her eyes?
No.
Leave everything else the same, just shrink the eyes.
Sure. No. They have purposely made, it's like a 30-second video. You can YouTube it. It was the first teaser number 1. And through all of it, it goes, I can't believe Twitter went into meltdown when I showed my massive broop. Season 2 is coming. It is arriving this fall. So October this year. So it's going to continue on, and based on the character art that we've got, showing all the character introductions that they're reintroducing this season.
Didn't shrink her eyes.
No, we are skipping ahead in the story because in the manga a confession happens. Oh, and the confession leads to the introduction of both sides' families, and both sides' families are in the art. So that means something's happening this season with it when it comes out.
So that means go grab your pumpkin spice lattes, rug up, and enjoy it.
I'm going to 100% be honest with you.
Kawaii.
I want a pumpkin spice latte right now.
They are so
They're
good.
so good.
Are they?
Yes.
They sound just so American. I'm
They
like,
have no right. They
Like-
really have no right.
It was the first thing I tried at Starbucks, and I nervously asked the barista. I was like, "How do they usually go? Do you have it?" He's like, "Yeah, absolutely." Wait, you don't sound like you're from around here. I'm like, "No, this is my first one." He's like, "Let me look after you."
Aww.
And it was so perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
You know how with coffee, no matter what you do to it, it's still got that sort of bitterness to it.
Yeah, but I like bitter.
The
Depends if
pumpkin
you-
spice perfectly levels it out,
Oh.
and it doesn't have that bitterness, but it's just got this really there's no other way to explain it other than it's enjoyable.
Yeah.
You enjoy it.
It's you know how occasionally you have that drink in that it's winter, you're cold, you're rugged up, but it's still not enough, and then you'll just sip something and you'll just feel the warmth just going through your body every sip.
Tifa, it's a
It's just
trap. They have been overtaken
perfect.
by the white girls.
Okay, you joke, but my first one was right next to an Ugg boot store.
No, look, I mean, we don't have a Starbucks in Perth.
No.
We do not
Sadly.
have that.
Oh, actually,
So
I'm going to
sad.
Melbourne in October.
Ooh.
We're both going to Melbourne in October.
What are you going for?
PAX.
Yeah.
Hey.
Wait, when are you flying? What?
We'll
discuss.
discuss this later.
Yeah.
I might have to buy attention.
wanna
Come with
come.
you guys.
Come with us.
If you're at PAX, say hi to the Kawaii team.
Yeah. I'll give you some shirts.
my
Actually,
God,
we do
more
need to
people.
order new shirts.
Yes, we're
because
going to get some for Tifa.
Well, and for Kira Lee.
And Kira Lee.
Yeah, because we are short.
Can we get Kawaii baby shirts?
Yeah, I don't see why
Lily
not.
and Daisy.
Oh, for the girls.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be adorable.
Right?
I'm just imagining for when we have kids and just my kids are walking around as billboards.
I mean,
Capitalism at its finest.
But look, Zaki-chan will be coming back. All likelihood will be on Crunchyroll. If not, High Dive. They're both bidding for it by the sounds of it, so it'll be good. If you've read the manga, you know what's coming. It's hilarious, and it's there's a lot of the. What do you call it? The cat looking very concerned, basically, is what's going to happen in the coming season.
If you want to upset Twitter, watch this show.
Now that the cinemas are mostly open globally,
Yay.
we get to talk about something you can go see in them.
Is it super?
It is.
Marvel.
No.
No.
Good.
But heroes. Superheroes.
DC.
No.
No.
They don't make films. They only make good animated cartoons.
Yeah. Image Comics.
No, this one's from Dark Horse.
Dark Horse.
Crunchyroll has announced the Dragon Ball Super superhero film's worldwide screening dates with a full English dub cast is going to be available. Opens in August 19 in the US, Canada, UK, and Ireland.
Woohoo!
We're getting it early.
Yeah.
Seriously?
We get it on the 18th.
Yeah,
Australia,
yeah.
New Zealand, Mexico, Brazil, Peru, Chile, Argentina, Colombia, Central America, Ecuador, Bolivia, Uruguay, and Paraguay all get it on August 18th.
CSL Dragon Ball.
No! We've ended up back in Espanol. So US, Canada, UK, Ireland, South Africa, Zambia, and Vietnam on the 19th. And then after that, it does spread out a bit. So India, you are getting it for the, I know we've got a lot of people who listen and watch anime in India and they're frustrated by not being able to get it. You guys are getting it. It's August 26th for you guys and Indonesia, Malaysia and Brunei on the 30th, Philippines on the 31st, Singapore September 1st, Taiwan 8th of September, South Korea 15th. They're so close. And then September 29, Thailand, Hong Kong, and Macau. And I'm assuming those later dates are probably due to local cinema and they want to make sure they can put it at a date when the people wouldn't be seeing other local films.
Okay, well, if you're in Singapore, just come to Australia.
Yeah, I mean, like you can see it 2 weeks
legit.
earlier. I mean, that's a very expensive cinema ticket, isn't it?
I mean, yes.
You
but
just
if
wait 2 weeks or spend a lot of money.
I mean, look, people do anime pilgrimages.
This
Plus,
is
like,
true.
if you're in Singapore, Australia's a nice place to come visit.
But here's the thing that I'm noticing in this list. I don't see the dates for anywhere in Europe. At all. Like, the list only has certain areas. I'm going to have... Let me click on their press release thing and see if it's actually got the rest. Because that's a very odd area to leave out. Like, additional global release dates for the film will be announced soon. And it does look like first preview screenings are August 17 and 18. So pretty much in line with what we're expecting. This is going to have Goku and Vegeta in it at some point, but it does look like the story focuses on Gohan and Piccolo.
Yes.
Which immediately makes me go, yes.
I think
that's what most of the trailers have been. And
I think they're trying to go back to that whole story arc of Gohan actually being the
No, that's been
powerhouse.
confirmed by Toriyama recently.
Yeah, no. So they've also said that he gets a new power level, like a new stage, like he ascends. But it's about Pan getting kidnapped by the Red Ribbon Army. So Gohan's like, Piccolo, we need to go save her.
And this is meant to have happened at the time when they're off planet dealing with Broly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or at least visiting him.
Yeah, I'd say visiting him because Broly came to Earth.
Yeah. I'm thinking of Yardrat and not Yardrat, the other planet. Yeah. Anyway,
so like I'd seen something, but I wasn't sure if it's like official because like you can never tell these days. But they had teenage Gotenks.
I mean, timeline-wise, it does check out. If Pan's old enough.
Gotenks is my favorite character.
Oh, yeah?
Yes! So if he's in there, I'm so hyped. Like, I'm low-key working on a Xeno Gotenks cosplay. But the hair.
Oh my god, the hair. Good luck with that, bro. Hang on, let me see if we've got... Well, Pan's got a voice actor.
Well... Yeah,
Trunks. So all the others have voice actors. I think we're going to have to wait and see it. But I think
oh no! How terrible!
No. Look, let's straight up be honest. We'll go and see it, and we could do a Kawaii-Fi extra afterwards.
Hell yes!
We'll be seeing it within the first few days.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it'll only probably be in cinema for a few days. No, I'm.
Wait, no. Crunchyroll, send us an early version. We'll review it.
Yes.
Oh my
Crunchyroll,
God.
what's up?
You know what? I could ask.
Crunchyroll, what's up?
Yes.
Do we want to see if they will?
If we have the opportunity, why wouldn't we?
Because seeing it on the big screen.
Yes, but we could do both.
I
did that for Jujutsu
Occasionally,
Kaisen.
though, they do have like the Wednesday screenings in the earlier ones as well, because they did that for No Game No Life 0, and pretty much nobody saw it after that though. So.
Oh wow!
But they had a Wednesday night screening for it, so it's possible if you keep your eyes out or ask someone.
I might ask our contacts at Crunchyroll and see.
Big anime have been getting their animes, and their animes have been doing really well. Demon Slayer, Jujutsu Kaisen, like. I'm pretty sure even the Broly movie did really
Yeah, the Broly movie
Broly-
did really well.
Broly
as well,
did
yeah.
do insanely well internationally and locally.
Yeah.
So it's good.
Resurrection F did really well as well.
I remember I went and saw that.
Battle
in
of the
cinema.
Gods kind of went under the radar.
Well, because people didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
Like they were just like, we're not used to these films being canon. So
Yeah.
what is this? Like now they are.
We're even getting like the Naruto stage play musicals in cinemas.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah, I
Wait,
went and
I'm
saw
excited.
one.
Was it good?
It was an experience.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
That's
enough.
the only way to put it. Like, it's different. It's so different, but it's so interesting seeing those characters. And
I remember
they make
Bleach
some.
having a musical. I think I only just heard a little bit about.
I mean,
the
a
Naruto
lot
one.
of Japanese popular series have stage shows in Japan.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, they
musicals.
do.
shonen ones. That's
Yeah,
It's
lots of
mostly
shonen ones.
shonen
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
so weird.
It's so funny.
Shonen and Miyazaki films as
Oh
well.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kisame just kept singing about his name being Kisame.
Love that.
Like,
I mean, that's cool.
he'd come in, drop like a line or two, and then like step back.
Kisame.
And like they even did like this whole thing at the end where like all of the actors were talking about how much it meant to them, and like they all bowed, and like it was so amazing.
See, I do want to go and see one of these when I'm actually in Japan. But obviously, I need to get
It's
my
hard to
Japanese.
time it as well.
Yeah,
It is, isn't it?
because you also want to go to the themed cafes while you're there, and then like lining those
Yeah.
up.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is so
I
true.
keep
There's too
forgetting
many
about
things that are
Yeah.
like seasonal things as well. So just.
I definitely want to go to the Capcom cafe.
Oh
That.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Mega Man.
Yeah.
Mega Man.
I loved Mega Man
So,
growing up. It was so good. It was
yeah.
like my favorite.
We have a lot to talk about.
Friendship established.
Established, ascended.
Now, one thing to keep in mind, New Dragon Ball Super film does have CG animation.
Oh yeah, it's very.
Yeah.
It's basically taken Xenoverse materials and put it straight into a movie.
It looks a bit janky, and I'm hoping that's just because of the early look.
Yeah.
Because I've seen them use it before, and they've managed to fix it before.
Have you played Xenoverse?
Yeah, I've got both of them, yeah.
Yeah, it's those models. You can't tell me those aren't the same models.
I can't tell you they're not the same models because I haven't got access to behind the scenes.
Okay.
But you know what I mean, right? Like they do definitely look like that. They definitely do look like they've been ripped out of the game. I think it's just them trying to try something different. They did use a lot of CG in Broly that wasn't noticeable.
Yeah.
In some parts it was, but for the most part it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, where they started fighting inside the space-time continuum.
Yeah, that was. Don't go into that on anything. You will not have a good time at all. But
That's you know what? Maybe I will.
no, don't do it. Alrighty, and that does bring us to the end of normal programming.
Kawaii-Fi Radio.
Time for the abnormal programming.
You couldn't wait for the beat to drop. You had to get it in there.
Yes.
That's what makes this abnormal. Everything is out of tune. Everything is out of sync. Nothing makes sense. Everything's made up and the points don't matter.
Oh, well, that's where we are. Cool. Where's Drew Carey? Drew Carey?
No, he's gone now. It's the lady now.
No, it's the lady.
Oh, yeah, she voices Lana on Archer, I think.
Lana!
Taste yourself.
So that's where we're going to leave things for this episode. I do realise it's been quite a rambly one. We are all quite tired this weekend because of the convention from Supernova. Next time, though, it's a new anime season. How did we get here? I'm so far behind.
One day at a time, man. One day at a time.
I don't want to watch the last episode of Spike's Family. I don't want it to be over until October. I need this. I don't know who I am without this anymore.
The manga.
The manga. That means reading. Do I look like I have the brain cells to read?
I know for a fact you read several manga. Don't try and pull this on me.
I am the dumb.
So if you have enjoyed what you've heard, as we usually say, dear God, you need help. We'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and join us for future episodes. If you are listening on YouTube, hit the like button too and all that good
Clicking
stuff.
the buttons is free, ladies and gentlemen.
It is, and it makes us look good to people so we can bring you more things.
So we can fool them into thinking this is a legitimate, good podcast.
And we can afford things to do things.
Well, I mean, look, you say that. We are 4 years into this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And we consistently get the same or higher viewers. So we're not dropping people off, and thank you very much for those of you who have been sticking around since the beginning.
Sticking
and
around?
have joined
Like
yeah.
Blue.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, well,
Or the slap your hands.
they like this goofiness. They like the insight. They like the random tangents we go on, I presume, where we talk about something that has nothing to do with Steamboy, but sure. So thank you so much for sticking around, and if you do really like us, go leave us a review on iTunes. Like, I've been told apparently that's the thing.
Oh,
That's what people are looking at now, because other services are scraping iTunes' reviews for the podcasts and then putting them there so they can see what other people are saying. So leave us an iTunes review if you don't mind. Like, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Next episode is going to be a new season, as we've mentioned.
Stuff to look forward to.
We did do a live stream of what's coming up on Friday night. Now, it is currently in YouTube jail, as I like calling
Gosh darn it, YouTube.
the copyright zone, because Sony and TV Tokyo decided to be very unhappy with the fact that we are using free use to actually talk about things which they don't understand in Japan because they don't have it. So once that's resolved, it'll be back online. We will also have a video coming out, I think this week, looking at the secret story hidden in the ending of Kaguya-sama Love is War.
The anime or the manga?
Anime. You're just jamming along with the tunes, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're feeling it.
My one brain cell is happy.
Well, I guess we better wrap it up and ruin that for it. So head over to the YouTube if you're not already over on there. Details in the description. Same again with Patreon. Thank you to our supporters, Tojiko and Kagu in particular. You guys have been fantastic and have been keeping us running.
Hey.
You have been supplying us money, which is going into a fund to eventually buy us something useful for the team.
Like
bread.
a box of Pockies.
We've got so much Pocky in that cupboard. If you want Pocky, help yourself.
We
My
need more.
God.
But yes,
I'll
take
be
some.
the Pokemon.
Gotta eat 'em all.
If you would like to support the channel, head over to the Patreon. We share extra content such as outtakes, video extras, and the pre-show. This week, what did we talk about? The convention.
Anything and everything.
This week's pre-show was long. It's half an hour.
Cosplay and consent was mentioned.
Cosplay and consent, very important. If you go to a convention, don't just start hitting on people or touching people's cosplays.
Do not touch people.
Do not touch people.
Talk to people. Ask them.
Don't be a rude little...
And, like, don't just walk up and straight up ask them. Just be like, oh, hey, like, give them a compliment. Talk to them. Treat them like a human because they are a human. They're not just a character.
They're not paid there for you to photograph. They chose to dress up, and it's your obligation, in my opinion, to be polite to someone you've only just met.
I've just realised I didn't say anything in the pre-show that requires you to edit me out.
No, but I did. It's okay.
Yeah,
I'm going to be honest. I was filthy in the pre-show. I'm leaving it in. I'm
Hell
done.
yeah. R18 pre-show. Sign up now.
Well, let's be honest. Patreon is an area where we can do things we can't normally do within our PG sort of bandwidth we work with for the normal show. So if you
Which
do
is why
want-
we film it in the nude.
That seems really odd.
on that incorrect note, once the build has started at my house, which is going to be the new studio, which will mean we'll be able to film the podcasts and put them onto the YouTubes.
That means people are actually going to see us.
We're going to see this face. Oh.
We're getting you a mask.
Hell yeah.
Like, we'll get you like a fox mask or like
The
a
Oni one,
Oni
like,
mask.
Oh my gosh.
With the nose, yes.
No, that's a Tengu.
That'll be on our OnlyFans.
I am the only fan.
If you do like what we're doing, head over to the Kawaii-Fi community on social media. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTokies, Facebooks. Where else are we? Is that everything?
Can we do a TikTok challenge where we see how much Pocky we can shove in my mouth?
Yes.
Yes. You know what? Yes. We have
Yes.
enough in that cupboard. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
It's going to look awful.
Before
Sign up
or
to our TikTok.
after the spicy chicken?
Yes. We'll see how much I can eat before it.
He likes
and then
pain.
We'll do the spicy chicken and then we'll see how much I can fit after it.
I can't believe we're still talking. We're talking a lot of trash. It's the end of the episode, and we're actually not even halfway through the ending theme. So I clearly thought about this back in the day and went, I'll just make it 10 minutes. What could go wrong?
There's hidden messages on the other half of this song.
Yeah. Well, do you want to know what the other half of the song sounds like?
Stick around and find out.
It's this! Us talking trash. But look, we will leave it there. We are very tired.
The lyrics to this song suck.
What?
The lyrics to this song suck.
Oh.
Well, that's why we don't have them.
No, that's why we're doing them.
You've been listening to Kawaii-Fi Radio, and until next time,
watch some anime!
Hey, I got to do the ending.